Hey there! In this video, we're going to be walking through how to set up WordPress maintenance reports for clients from iThemes Sync. iThemes Sync is a tool that allows you to manage multiple WordPress sites from one dashboard, and it also offers some really great features if you're managing sites for clients, like reporting. So after logging into the WordPress dashboard, I'm going to head over to the reports page. From here, I can add a new report. I'll enter a report name, and since this is really for my purposes, I'll use the name of my client's business. Next, I'll select a date range for this report. I really just want to summarize the last 30 days worth of data, so I'm going to select the 1st through the 30th. Next, this option allows me to choose where I want to save this report. So I can either choose to save it on the iThemes servers or on the site itself. Next up, I have an option for where I want to, what site I want to generate a report for. So I'm going to go ahead and select that site. And then I can begin to see all of the different report template options that I have for generating a report. Since I want to see all the options I have, I'm going to go ahead and select Custom. This will unpack all of the many report options I can include in this report. So as we scroll through this, you're going to see that there are a lot of options, including maybe even a little bit more data than the client would ever need. But they're divided up into different cards so that you can see data related to site summary, plugins, themes, WordPress core version, actions that happen within the Backup Buddy plugin, iThemes security. This card specifically is really powerful because it shows all of the security activity and protections that happened on the site in the past 30 days. You can also add data related to Google Analytics, performance, accessibility, general post details, Google Analytics, Search Console, iThemes licensing, and even database optimization. So because I don't really want to select all of these individually, I'm just going to head back up to the top and select everything. And then I'll go ahead and select Create Report. Now I'll see that I have the report I created while I was testing, and then this new one that I just made. I can go ahead and select on it to see the report. This is going to be an HTML version of the report that I can kind of interact with, which is kind of cool. So this first site overview section gives me a recap of the current WordPress version on the site, any comments that happened, active plugins, themes, SEO related metrics. And then next would be site actions. So these would all be actions that happened on the site for updates. There was one WordPress core update that happened, for example, 6 plugin updates, 4 theme updates. There were 4 database and 1 full backups that happened on this site. This last one is actually really powerful too because it shows the times iThemes security protected the site from attack. So that's 159 times the site was protected in the past 30 days. If I want to drill down into even more details, I can always select the View Details option. And so this is going to actually give me a line-by-line breakdown of all of the different activities and things that happened on the site, like brute force attacks. So I'm going to scroll a long way down because there were a lot of brute force attacks that happened, which can be pretty compelling for the client. This is how many times the site was protected in the last 30 days. Next up, we can see backups. This gives granular backup details, that the site was backed up, the date that it happened, the type of backup that was run. This one had a few plugins and database backups, and then a complete backup that ran to back up the entire site. We can also see WordPress core updates. This was a complete update of WordPress core that happened. More plugin updates, including the plugin updated, the date that happened, version details, additionally theme updates that happened, and then finally site audit details. And so this is an integration that iThemes Sync has with Google Lighthouse. And so you can see, scores related to performance, accessibility, best practices, SEO, even the full report, which I can click on. And this will lead me to this site's SEO performance and accessibility report, which is super interesting too. The site's actually doing pretty well. So if I head back over to iThemes Sync, now I have the option of emailing this report directly to the client. So I could go ahead and enter their email address, the subject of the email, a custom message for this report, and then send the email. If I don't want to manually email these reports, I can also have the option of scheduling the report. So this gives very similar options to the report that we just created, except that we're going to run these reports on a schedule. So this is really helpful if you want to send a report every month to the client, and you've got options for scheduling date, time, if we want to repeat monthly, daily, quarterly. In addition to the date of the month we want this report to send, the report length, which we can summarize an entire quarter or 6 months, or even just the last 7 days in this report. And just like our manual report creation, we also have all of these options for report contents. So once I set this up, this report is going to run on the schedule that I customized in the settings. If I ever want to add a new report, I just simply head on down to this new report page, and then I can set up a new report for my client. So that's all there is to WordPress maintenance reports in Sync, but it's a powerful way to summarize all the work you do from month to month, and it supplements the website maintenance and website care plans that you're providing for clients. It really helps justify the work that you're doing, and it actually provides a lot of satisfaction, I think, for the client too, because they're seeing all of the work that you're doing to maintain and care for and keep their website running up to par.